Hey guys, it's Margie, and today I'm doing a movie review of the 2003 film Intolerable Cruelty. This film starred George Clooney, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Billy Bob Thornton, Jeffrey Rush, Cedric the Entertainer, Edward Herrmann, Paul Adelstein, Richard Jenkins, Julia Duffy, Jonathan Hattery, Tom Aldridge, Stacey Travis, Jack Kyle, Erwin Keyes, and Judith Drake. It was directed by the Coen brothers, though Joel Coen is the only one who really gets credit, but they both, worked on it. So anyway, edited by the Coen brothers under a different name, but it was edited by them. Cinematography by Roger Deakins, music by Carter Burwell, writing by Robert Ramsey, Matthew Stone, and the Coen brothers. Produced by the Coen brothers and Brian Grazer, who has also produced J. Edgar, Inside Man, A Beautiful Mind. Brian Grazer has just produced pretty much everything. He literally has. And, of course, the Coen brothers are responsible for No Country for Old Men and True Grit and so many films. So, if that gives you connections to them. Okay, let's jump into performances with this one, guys. But before we do, let me tell you a little bit about this plot. First of all, if you have seen I didn't see the trailer before I watched this film, but if you read like a little tiny, little paragraph or whatever about the basic thing of this movie, you probably really do not know what it's going to be about because it's completely deceiving, like what they marketed it as. It's completely different from what it is. And again, maybe the trailer really tells you how it really is. I never saw the trailer, but this movie was not at all what I was expecting. Let me just say that. The basic plot for this film is that there's this woman, Catherine Zeta-Jones, who goes around marrying men and divorcing them to get their money. And George Clooney, who is a lawyer, essentially falls for her and then finds out that she is now divorcing him. So, anyway, alright, so let's jump into performances. George Clooney, I thought he was pretty good. He was definitely typical sleazy, lawyer, yada yada. And he and Catherine Zeta-Jones said that they were, in the trivia, I read this, they were both channeling like the old type of movie actors and like their styles and that kind of thing. I saw that. I actually did. But it didn't really blow me away. I thought moving on to Catherine Zeta-Jones, I thought her performance was good, but it didn't really blow me away. Again, so, yeah. Good. Solid, but not outstanding. Billy Bob Thornton was great in this movie. He did so well. I loved everything. He plays like this crazy oil man dude, and he did so well. Really, really well. And he had a really good role, first of all. But he did so well with it. I mean, he couldn't have been any better as far as I'm concerned. So great job to him. Jeffrey Rush, Cedric the Entertainer, Edward Herrmann were all pretty good. Anyway, Paul Adelstein was great. He was so good. Richard Jenkins was good, and he's worked everything, if you know who he is. And everybody else that I mentioned was pretty good, just solid. So, anyway, the directing for this, guys, was okay. It didn't blow me away. It didn't stand out. It was okay, it was okay. And I know the Coen Brothers fans are like ready to shoot me right now, but this is not one of their best movies, if you ask me. But it was okay. Edited by the Coen Brothers. I thought the editing for this was pretty good, but it did drag on a little bit. But I don't know. That's just for considering everything, I thought the editing was good. Moving on to the cinematography by Mr. Roger Deakins. I am a pretty huge Roger Deakins fan because he has done so many good things, including The Village, which I've done a previous review of. I love the cinematography on that, and A Beautiful Mind. So he is legit, and he did great. The cinematography for this was lovely. I loved all the lighting. There were some beautiful ways that the camera moved. I don't think he had that many opportunities to just absolutely crush it, but, it couldn't have been any better as far as I'm concerned, so great, great, great. The music was by Carter Burwell, and Carter Burwell also did the music for True Grit. I thought the music for this was good, but I really honestly don't remember it. And I only watched it like, 2 days ago, so I know. But I thought it was, obviously it wasn't so bad it stood out, so that's great. The writing by Robert Ramsey, Matthew Stone, and the Coen brothers obviously wrote this. Matthew Stone also wrote Man of the House, the 2005 movie, so if that gives you any, connection to him. But I thought the writing for this was okay, but the comedy didn't really make me laugh. And there was a few witty lines, in this one, but it just, I don't know, something about it didn't really work for me. The writing, I don't know, it didn't really wow me. And again, there was like a few really funny characters, like Billy Bob Thornton's. The writing for his character was great. And I was thinking, man, if you'd written everybody else's characters as, funny as you'd written Billy Bob Thornton's characters, we would have had something here. But I didn't feel like the writing was that good. Just kind of your, typical romance writing, if you ask me. A little better than that, because it wasn't, so schmoozy. Anyway, let's jump into this, this parent's guide here. As far as language, 1 F, 5 S's, 3 or 8 uses of the B word, 8 uses of the GD word, 1 use of D, 1 use of H, and let's see, about 30 uses of the A word. And here's why. Literally the slogan for this movie is, I'm going to nail their A. So they say that over and over and over and over again, especially Cedric the Entertainer. He plays like this guy that, like this kind of investigative reporter guy that goes around videotaping people, trying to catch them cheating on their spouses or whatever. And every time that he catches somebody or whatever, he says, I'm going to nail your, and so that's said over and over and over, and that's why there's so many uses of that. There's some, moving on to sexual category, there's some sexual references and terms, multiple women seen in skimpy underwear, some cleavage, several incidents of infidelity, so just beware of all of that. Let's see, smoking and drinking, both, but not excessive. Violence and gore, a guy accidentally shoots himself with a gun, and it's supposed to be comedic, though. It's not, really violent. I actually thought it was it was done really comically, I will say that. Okay, so, anyway, wrapping this one up, guys, I'm just going to say this movie, my notes on this, my little extra notes, where this movie is completely not what it seems like at all. It's just not. And again, I didn't see the trailer for this, but everything I read about it and yada yada, I was expecting one thing, I didn't get it at all. The movie is completely not what it seems. It sounds like a couple is trying to get dirt on each other to present in court. Here's the way the movie's presented, okay? There's this couple, and this woman wants the money, so she, basically convinces this guy to marry her. They marry, they split, and she just wants the money, so they're basically just going around trying to get dirt on each other, having this really nasty court battle, trying to sabotage each other, and have a lot of humorous moments with that. She's trying to mess him up and make him angry. He's trying to mess her up and make her angry and sabotage her and ruin her life and yada yada. That's what it sounded like to me. And it's going to see who can come out in court on top based on all this evidence and, everything that's happened. That's what it sounded like. That is not what it's like at all, okay? It is not that way at all, as I just said. It's more like the story, basically, of Catherine Zeta-Jones, who goes around marrying these men for money, and George Clooney's just another guy on her list. So then he does try and, sabotage her in one way. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it doesn't work, but this whole time he's still really in love with her. So anyway, it's just, and then the movie's over. So it's not at all what I was expecting or what it's marketed as, so just beware of that. Would I watch this one again? No, I would not, because the performances were not that great, except for, Billy Bob Thornton and Paul Adelstein, I didn't feel like, but the writing wasn't that super either, and it kind of drags on, and yada yada yada. I would not watch this one again. I'm giving this movie 1.5 stars out of 5, so yeah. If you like this movie, great, and you can tell me how much you love it and everything in the comments. I would be interested to hear what you think. But anyway, guys, I will definitely see you later, and please subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.